Carthage must be destroyed. We are looking at modular evil warriors here today. I have a buddy who started a Kickstarter project under the name Celtic Miniatures. So, Celtic Miniatures here has these, as you can see, these modular pieces. These 3D printed resin bits here. And when you combine the bits together, you make these old school, old style 1980s, 1990s Chaos Warriors. You guys remember back in the day when you used to get Warhammer and you'd face Chaos or build Chaos? They always had those guys with those really big pauldrons and their heads were kind of hunched down, you know. Or if you played Heroes Quest, that's what this aesthetic is going for. And I think that he has captured these quite well. And I'll show you guys the other one I put together. I put together two here, and we'll just look at all the different parts here. So this is on Kickstarter right now. It has been launched. I'll put the link in the description below. I like this guy's axe here. But the idea here is to get you some STL files that you can 3D print and print out these old style warriors, these old evil warriors, these modular evil warriors from the the old feel, if you know what I mean. So this Kickstarter has 22 components in their set. I don't know if I have all the components here. The guys that I built here have just basically, you know, it's kind of what we call sword and board. They've got the single-handed weapon with a shield. There's the options to have them with two weapons if you like. So if you want, like, you know, two hammers or a sword and a hammer, there's that option to print. He has, I think the funding goal is set as $1,000. He's about halfway there right now. And if you guys unlock it, that's great. If you guys get to the stretch goals, he's also going to show you guys some great weapons and halberds. That's going to be the $1,250 stretch goal reward. And if you reach $1,500, this is all Canadian by the way, he's going to give you command options. So if you love this old school style, he's going to offer you the basics of what I'm showing you here, and then he's going to go on to make a great weapon or halberd bearing warriors, and then he's also going to give you a command if you reach those stretch goals, okay? So I'm going to show you guys the different bodies here that he's given me. I'm not sure if this is all the options. Like I already said, he only gave me the right-handed weapons with shield option. Again, there are the options to make two-handed weapon users, and of course if you unlock it you get the other options as well. But I haven't cleaned these guys here, so these guys are just basically fresh off the printing mold, I guess, and they would have been clipped and the like. But I really like this old style because it's simple, you know. If you're going to do the nostalgic old miniatures, they didn't really sculpt all that kind of detail that they have now. You look at those old models from Heroes Quest or Warhammer back in the day, and they were simple, you know. You just paint them up, put them on the field, and you get fighting. So that's what he's gone for here. But there's still enough detail and stuff in each miniature that you can be like, yes, this is a fantasy miniature, but still makes sense, right? He's got the chainmail there. He's got the different layers of plates, for example. He's got leather boots on, along with the armor. And then, of course, in the back here, he doesn't have, it's not all armor. He's got, like, pants going there, right? So that's just one guy there. And you can see here that they're very simple poses, right? He's not going for anything, you know, he's going for the nostalgic old feel. He's not going for anything too complex. And a lot of people miss this old style, so I think it's great. Here, this guy's got more of a studded plate, and he's got more of a, much more of a fully metal kit along the bottom there, right? Along his feet and such. And I won't get into too much detail in here because you can go check it on the Kickstarter. That guy is a little different, so he does have some variance between each guy, right? Like so. And I won't get so much to the bodies here. I think I already showed one here. Yeah, you see how he's combined the different kind of body halves and body pants. They're not the same, right? And like any miniature, you'll have to do a bit of cleanup. I already did it on those two lads there. Let's look at some other things. I love the heads. I love the old bucket helms on the Chaos Warriors. Look at that. That's one of those rib cage. I call it rib cage. Rib cage helmets. I'm not sure on the real name. But he's got that there with the horns. Very typical of the old Chaos. They still use them today. This guy's definitely, I'm going to call him a blood god warrior. Warrior of Khorne. Got the bucket helmet with the horns, right? I should show you guys the back here too, how they work as well while I'm at it. So you got this simple neck slot with this simple kind of, let's just call it his neck, because these guys technically really don't have necks. They, right? They're slouched and hunched over. But it's really simple. You basically just have to glue that in like that, and it sits easy, right? I really enjoyed putting these guys together, by the way, because they were simple, and sometimes you want that in a mini. You don't want, you get some of the newer minis and they're so complex and sometimes brittle. This is good stuff if you want to do quick and really effective old school nostalgic miniatures. This guy's another, I'm going to call him a Blood God Warrior. I just think of Khorne when I see those horns on there like that. And of course he's got some more of these, let's call them Greek shapes, for lack of a better terms. You know, they got the eye slits like that, like the Y slit there. Actually, they all kind of have that. It's got some spikes here. The spikes here too aren't too long, and they're definitely closer to the helmet, and that's good because it's all resin, right? This is printed in resin, and you want something that's not going to be brittle. You want something thick that's not going to fall apart. And here's another guy. I didn't clean up the part there. That's okay. I've got the other one there. It's got a single horn at the top. So these totally remind me. The heads and everything totally remind me of the old Chaos lads back in the day. The shields here also have the old Chaos emblem with spikes coming out of them. There's some different ones here. That one's kind of the arrows all over the place. This one here is a alternative version, just kind of like it's called the Iron Cross. And I think I'm going to call this one the Iron Sun. I don't know, or the Iron Star. I don't know the proper names, or if there was names for Chaos, but he's got those different options of shields. And again, like I said earlier, if you don't like shields, you can give the guys 2 weapons. Or if you unlock them, the halberds and the great swords, and great weapons rather. I don't know if it's going to be great swords or what. I've just seen I've only seen a couple of pictures on the Kickstarter, so you'll have to ask him there on the project what it is. So looking at the arms, he has, again, different pauldrons here. This pauldron here just has some spikes. Again, not too long. They won't break off, and they get the point across. It's got an axe in this one. And then repeating the similar kind of arm, he's changed the weapon here, right? So very simplistic design, but it's really effective that way. Here, again, I haven't trimmed it, but he's got a spiked mace, and it's very similar to this guy's hand here, where I share the spikes along the pauldrons with that big old mallet. What other weapons we got here? He's got a sword in one of the hands there. Big old cleaver. Looks like it's been used a couple times. Another style of axe, right? Just a basic axe. You want that as Chaos Warriors. And then to match it, he's going to have the different pauldrons on the other side. And again, as I've said multiple times, they'll not only match, but they will also, have the option to put in the second weapon. Okay, so that's that. And just to kind of also talk a bit more about maybe sizing. These are meant to be printed at 28mm on a 3D printer. I don't know much about 3D printing. My focus is more so on painting the models. So if you have any questions, you'd have to go and ask Ian on the Kickstarter there. Now, from my measurements, someone was asking me as I was sharing these on Discord, how tall do they stand from the feet to the back? It's about 3 centimeters, about 30mm. And from my understanding, I think that's the old Games Workshop standard for heroic scale. Okay, so when you put these guys together, they're going to be about 3 centimeters tall if you've printed them out at this 28mm standard. Of course, if you are a wizard at 3D printing and you want to adjust it, I'm sure you can figure that out. But I mean, putting these guys together, just to finish this video here, is very simple. You're gonna pop the head on there, I super glue it, and then once that's on, the flat surface inside the pauldron here, well, that flat surface will be really easy to glue on, no fuss, and they sit simply like that. Easy, ready, good to go. You got your miniature set up. So in the end, after you glue them all together, and they don't take long at all to glue together, you're gonna have an old style looking modular evil warrior or chaos warrior. So they're awesome. I like them. I'm going to be using them in my fantasy skirmish games, not so much mass battles, because I do more historicals now, but I think these guys will make for great generic baddies just in just in something like Mordheim or Frostgrave or something of the like. Maybe Rangers of Shadowdeep, there's some sort of you know, evil warrior that comes in. I just like the back pauldron, just how they sit too, right? So anyway, that is it for that video. I'm going to probably prime these two tonight, and in the near future I will release a probably in a week. I'm hoping I can maybe get these two guys painted and just show off how I paint them and how they look with paint on them. Until then though, you can go check out the Kickstarter that Celtic Miniatures has going, and I'll put the link in the description box below. So thank you all for watching. This has been a great pleasure to share this stuff here. Just remember to go check out the Kickstarter and like and subscribe to this channel. We'll see you all on the next one. Bye bye.